Okay, so for processing the huge amount of data, by using MapReduce programming model. Okay, so there is also having some another open source frameworks. Open source frameworks. Okay, so now once if you can see Apache Hadoop ecosystem. Okay, so in the bottom we are having the two components, one thing HDFS and MapReduce. We're all discussing what is the role of the HDFS and Yarn MapReduce version 2. Okay, so here the Yarn means yet another resource navigator. This is for resource management. That means how to scheduling the jobs. Okay, scheduling the jobs. Okay, and also how to manage the resources. Such type of responsibility is taken by the Yarn. Okay, the MapReduce is used for the processing the data. Clear? So actually, this is Yarn MapReduce version 2. In Yarn MapReduce version 1, we're having the separate components. Yarn is one separate component. The Yarn component responsibility for which one? Resource management. And the MapReduce responsibility for which one? Processing the distributed processing. But in version 2, both are combined. Simply given as a MapReduce. Clear? So what is the role of HDFS? For storing the data. You know that HDFS is for storing the data. What is the purpose of MapReduce? For processing the data. So till now, we know that what the role of HDFS and MapReduce. Okay. So to improve the performance of our application, okay, to improve the performance of the application, to get in the better result, with some efficient manner in some less time. Okay, there may be using some another open source frameworks. They're also having some more open source frameworks. Okay, some are given by different companies. Some are given by some Yahoo. Some are given by some Facebook something. Why? Because it is a open source framework. That's why some another frameworks that is also used on top of the Hadoop. Okay. So what is the advantage by using these some of the frameworks on top of Hadoop is to get in the better results. Okay. So I think we're already discussing what is meant by HDFS and also called as YAR. This is for the HDFS is for storing the data. The YARN is for MapReduce is for processing the data. So here we are having some another components that is called, for example, Scoop is one more open source framework. Okay, so this also given with Apache project. Okay, so the main purpose of the Scoop is if you want converting, for example, the data I have to actually maintaining in the some RDBMS, Relational Database Management Systems. RDBM servers. That means I have to have in the data in, for example, some SQL servers. Okay, but some of the RDBM servers have to maintain the data. So I want to migrating the data into some HDFS. I want to exchange the data from RDBMS to the HDFS or from HDFS to the RDBMS. At that time, the Apache Scoop is the best tool to exchanging the data from RDBMS to which one? HDFS to the RDBMS. That is the purpose of which one? That is the purpose of Scoop. Okay, the Scoop is mainly used for to exchanging the data. It is the designed to transfer data between Hadoop and relational database servers. For example, so before Hadoop, uh, all the developers mainly using the Oracle or RDBMS only. For example, if you want to store that huge amount of data, for example, we are having the five servers. In those five servers, we're having some terabytes of data. I want to move the terabytes of data into the HDFS system, file system. At that time, it's better to using the which one or the Scoop. The Scoop tool is used to import or export. That means you have to exchange data from RDBMS to which one HDFS or HDFS to the RDBMS. Then we have to using the which one the Scoop tool. The RDBMS may be some MySQL data, Oracle data, PostgreSQL data, DB data. Which type of data I want to migrate into some HDFS, then I have to use the which one Scoop tool. Clear? So now that is the one thing. Okay. Next coming back to Flume. Okay, so the Flume is mainly used for to processing the log data, to processing the log data. For example, I have to say, let's take some e-commerce, say one customer, okay, so purchasing the different products at different instances, and different times at different instances, they are different time at different instances. Now, I want to collecting the data of the customer, and I want analysis the behavior of the customer. I want to take the data of the particular customer, and I want to analyze the behavior of the customer. So at that time, to take the data of the particular customer, we have to collect the log data of the customer. We have to collect the log data of the customer. Then we have to analyze the behavior of the customer. Okay. So for that, at that time, and if you want collecting the log data, you collecting the log data. For example, if there is any servers, okay. So in any servers, the data is stored as a log data only, logs only. Clear? So if you want collecting that log data and processing the data, at the time the best framework we are using is called as the Apache Flume. Okay, so Apache Flume, yes, Apache Flume. Okay, so log or event that generates, for example, a cloud, a Facebook, Twitter, web servers. These all generates the data as a log data as a some log data. Okay, so if you want process the data, if you want process the data, okay, then we have to store that log data into some HDFS or HBase, okay, then we have to analyzing that data, okay. Apache Flume is a tool or service, a data ingestion mechanism, okay, for collecting, aggregating, and transporting large amount of streaming data such as log files, events from various resources to centralized data stores. Clear? So if you want to aggregating or transporting or collecting which type of files? Log files from different sources. Then if I want to store the data into some centralized store, then using the Flume. For example, if I want analyzing behavior of particular customer, the customer may also having the profile of a Facebook, information of a Twitter, information of a for another some web server, or for example some more website. Okay, so that means the customer, so for example LinkedIn. For example, the customer is having the particular user is having how many, for example, some 5 social networks he is having. Some 5 social sites he has using. So collecting all those 5 sites log data of a particular customer. Okay, if you want analyzing, then it's better to using the Flume, okay, collecting all the sites log data, store it into a centralized system. Then you have to analyze the behavior of the particular customer. At that time, we are using the Apache Flume. Apache Flume. Clear? Now, coming back to Zookeeper and Oozie. Zookeeper and Oozie. The Zookeeper is mainly used for coordination. The Hadoop is a cluster. It contains hundreds or thousands of nodes are connected. Thousands of nodes connected. For example, Hadoop cluster have to maintain some 100 systems. That means the cluster contains how many systems? 100 systems. I may maintain the Hadoop with some 200 systems. That means to coordinating to perform the coordination between all these 100 systems or the systems we are having in the particular clusters, to perform the coordination in between those systems, we are using one service called the Zookeeper service. Okay, so the Zookeeper is a distributed coordination service to manage a large set of hosts. Okay, so what are the systems we are having in the Hadoop clusters? To perform the coordination among those hosts or systems, we are using one more service called the Zookeeper service. Zookeeper service. For example, naming service is one responsibility of Zookeeper. That means identifying the nodes in a cluster by name. What is the each and system name in a entire Hadoop cluster by naming service. Configuration management. Okay. For For example, if particular, initially you're having the Hadoop clusters with 100 systems, and again in between I have to add one more system called one more system I am adding. That now it becomes a 101. So now what is the we have to updating the newly joined node. That is called as we have to configure the newly joined node. That is called configuration management. Cluster management. Okay, how many nodes are joining or leaving the particular array from the Hadoop clusters. So, and also ladder election. Who is the coordinate? Which node we have to act as a coordinate, just like a leader. Okay, to perform in the coordination between the all the nodes in the Hadoop clusters. Such type of services can be done by which one? Zookeeper. And all such programs can be pipelined in a design order to work in Hadoop distributed environment. Okay. Woozy also provides mechanism to run jobs at a given schedule. Okay. That means if you want sort all the programs in some sequential order. For example, let's say we're having some 100 programs. Okay. So what is the sequence of those 100 programs? Okay, so which program you have to execute first, next program you have to execute it first. Okay, so such type of pipelining can be done by another service called the Woozy service. Okay, so the main advantage of Woozy is that it's tightly integrated with Hadoop stack supporting various Hadoop jobs like Hive, Pig, Scoop. In all those frameworks, we are also using the which one? Woozy service also. Clear? Discussing of flow. Okay. Come HBase. This is another important one thing called as the HBase. Just see HBase. This is another type of database. So if it is also possible to directly store the data into the HDFS, or to improving the performance of the database, we may also using one more database called the HBase. Okay. So HBase is store the data as a column-oriented database system. It is having the, if you are directly store the data in HDFS, it can take high latency. That means it may take some more time to get the data from the HDFS if you directly store the data in the HDFS. For example, if you are using the HBase, okay, so then it can take the less time to getting the data. Okay. There is another advantage of HBase. Okay, HBase is also one type of database file system for storing the data, and the data can be stored as a column-oriented database. And the data can be stored as a tables. Okay, they are stored as a tables. So how the data is stored in HBase means just like here. Okay, so column-oriented means a table is a collection of rows. A row is a collection of column families. A column family is a collection of columns, and each and every column is maintained as a key value pair. Let's see here. I have to maintain the data about the particular employee. It is the first collection of column families. One family is called as personal data. Another one is called as the professional data. Each and every column family is a collection of columns, name and city. It is another column family collection of designation and salary. Okay. This is the row key called as employee ID 1, 2, 3. Likewise, you have to store the data into the HBase. Okay. So this HBase we can also maintain for the on top of the HDFS we can also maintain HBase for easily getting the data. Okay. So within the last time we have to getting the data, we can also use the HBase. Okay, so now that is one type of HBase. Okay, that is for columnar store. You have to store the data as a columnar database. Clear? And Pig is one of scripting languages. Those who are struggling with write MapReduce programs in Java or Python, then it is a best scripting language for solving the huge amount of data with based some of scripting language. And also HiveQL is one of the querying languages. So by using this querying language also, we will also write the solutions to the huge amount of data. These two are we're discussing in our later units. And Mahout. The Mahout mainly used for solving the machine learning problems. This is also maintained on top of the Hadoop. Okay. So if you are solving the machine learning problems, it's better to use in the Apache Mahout. Okay. And one more is called Ambari, which is provisioning, managing, and monitoring the Hadoop clusters. The Ambari mainly used for provisioning, managing, and monitoring the Hadoop clusters. We are using the Ambari. Okay, so these are some of the another frameworks or services, okay, or tools are used on top of the Hadoop to improve the performance of the applications. Okay, so and also we have also some more frameworks can be built on top of the Hadoop. I can also call it as Apache Kafka, Apache Storm, Apache Spark. Okay, these are also having some more frameworks can be built on top of the Hadoop. Okay, to better to getting the better results. Okay, so I think today I have to stop here. Hope everyone is understanding. Briefly, I can explain what are different frameworks